And then, is there someone there?
I don't know. bit back roomy.
Oh yeah, we're stuck in the back rooms now.
That's it. Welcome to No Bad Seats, the Regent Cinemas podcast with myself, Luke, and
Myself, Sam.
Sam. We saw Backrooms this week.
We did.
Are you familiar with Backrooms at all?
Partly. I've never watched the online web series, I think
Yeah.
it was, but I know a bit of the sort of background around it. It all started from like one image posted on Reddit, I think, or 4chan. No, it wasn't. I can't remember what it was. Reddit. Let's go with Reddit. So that's probably most of what I know, and then a little bit of behind the scenes of it being Kane Parsons, who was at the time when he did the web series, I think was like 16 or something.
That cool is that?
Yeah,
you know? You just
super
love
cool.
to see that sort of thing play out.
Yeah, and then is there someone there?
I don't know. bit back roomy.
Oh yeah, we're stuck in the back rooms now.
That's it.
Yeah, so he's like 16 when he did that, and then is now 20 and directed his first feature film with A24, which is rad. Like, this is super cool. There's been a lot of hype around that. Like, A24 have really been pushing that.
I think, the fact that you've got that, the fact that you've had Carrie Barker with Obsession as well, it's sort of like this time where all of a
Was
sudden...
Obsession Neon or was it A24?
It was Neon.
It was Neon, okay, yes. I thought they were both A24, and then I was like, seems weird, like they're pushing one more than the other, and then it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But yes, so they've been pushing that. I think Curry Barker was 26?
Yeah,
something
young.
like that. So both really young directors. There's a lot of hype around that. There's a lot of hype around the like, YouTubers are the next filmmakers. And I'm like, come on guys, let's catch up here. That was true 10 years ago when YouTube, like, we already know this to be true.
There's an element of like maybe an acceptance where you've got people like Marky Plyer putting out Iron Lung earlier in the year, and people flocking to that because there's an inbuilt audience and people already want to see it. So you've got an independent, independent distribution model. You've got Chris Stuckman with Shelby Oaks. You've got and now Obsession, and now and Backrooms as well. So it's funny
going back even further. We've got you've got David F. Sandberg.
Oh, of course,
who did Lights Out, Annabelle Creation, Shazam movies, lots of movies.
And that Lights Out started from a short that he had done on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Fede Alvarez. Now these guys were, those two in particular were less of like YouTubers, and then they were just putting short films on YouTube, which I would say is more akin to Kane Parsons and Backrooms. He's not like, hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. It's more, I'm just putting my work on.
Looking at the comparison to like Curry Barker and what they were doing with...
They were more like skit.
They were doing skit-based stuff and were specifically designing, and I know I saw an interview with him where he was talking about the idea that specifically designing attention-grabbing moments and that sort of thing so that his views would rise on TikTok and Instagram and all of those sorts of things was very much a learning thing for him, so that when Obsession came around, he was able to lean into some of the things that he learned that way and how that translated to something in a feature-length sense. But he was probably a way more acknowledging the sort of points and like really digging deep on the details in that sense about what reactions will be and what the flow of reaction will be comparatively, because that's his background. Whereas, no, I agree. There is an element of like, cool, we've got these filmmakers who are just making films and putting them on YouTube that, we're able to expand. Now, I don't think that, or rather, I think Hollywood's now sort of seeing this and accepting this and pulling from there a bit more and backing that a bit more, and I think that's probably more to the point.
It's a kind of infuriating narrative that they're pushing, that it's like, oh, it's the change, like now this is happening, and it's like, this has been happening for a good 10 years. This like push of filmmakers like starting out and just being like, I'm going to make a film. Oh, look, this is great, and like going from there.
Well, but I think the last 10 years have really been the not that you couldn't do it before, but I look at people like Rob McElhaney and Glenn Howerton and Charlie Day. When they started making Always Sunny, it was like handheld camera, and they shot a TV show that they wrote instead because it was easier to go, let's just shoot 6 episodes of a TV show, and then present that. So people were still doing that even early
that goes
2000s,
back
and like forever. Let's just grab it and go.
Yeah.
The difference with YouTube is that people
it's a
have
platform
sort
to
of
be seen.
people have sort of moved beyond the. In order for anyone to see this, I need to get this in front of the right person at a network or at a studio, and then they will, if they like it, then they'll show the next person who shows the next person who then decides, yeah, we'll back it and we'll give it a marketing campaign. It's now like, okay, if I want my product to be seen, then I can just do it myself. And like for me personally, I have next to no interest if I do any creative projects in trying to spend a lot of time taking them externally. I know like years for music, trying to get music out, and I've had millions of streams on my music that I know friends who have great music who were picked up by studios who then, or not studios, but labels who then sort of said, well, we don't want you to release this song until you've got X amount of followers. So it's then like, okay, well, I've got all this music backed up, but I'm not allowed to release it. And then how do I gain followers without them releasing? Like, there's no back and forth. Like, it's just like that sort of thing can lock you down. Now, it's great for money. It's great for backing and that sort of thing. But the idea that people now go, well, until I get to a point where I have my own leverage to then go, well, no, I want this out now. And they're going to turn around and go, well, what you're doing is already working. YouTube and other platforms like it have given, the onus, but put the onus back on filmmakers to start creating, putting their stuff out, building their audience, and having that inbuilt before anything.
It has its pros and negatives. I think, like, I know there's a lot of actors that are really dirty on it now because there's actors getting jobs because of their following. And they're like, they're getting the job because they've got 20 million followers.
I don't like the idea that we're leaning on followers as an option. I think
they're using it for marketing, and then they go, we can spend less on the marketing budget because Channing Tatum's going to post about it every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus going, let's just get the best person for the role.
Yeah, the way that.
Yeah, so it's this like.
I 100% agree with that. I don't think the followers should be playing into the casting at all. I think though that what I more mean is that if you are someone who is building something from scratch, the idea that you can then continue to build your thing, like this is not,
means,
Curry Barker, for example, and his mate,
Cooper Tomlinson.
I don't want to see Cooper Tomlinson get cast in something because he's got a following because of their skits.
Yeah,
but he's good. And if it suits, like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're building your own thing and you're able to then use that and build a following and have leverage to take your own thing to a studio and say, I know how this is going to work. Let me do it. That's great.
It's great to see. And like Markiplier is probably the biggest showcase of how that can work on a level of doing it all yourself and then marketing it all yourself. Reaping all of the rewards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Curry Barker and, Curry Barker, I can't remember if Cooper Tomlinson's a producer on it or not, but the two of them.
I think he was.
They've gone and made Obsession. It's still in a studio system. So like, it's not that there's a win or a lose in either of those, but like, what they've done is amazing.
It's not the same thing,
But they've still
if they're getting 40% of what Obsession's done, which is still going to be incredible considering it's made $40 million plus, and was done on a budget. Like it's times its budget by 50 times.
Well, I think it's 100 now.
Yeah,
it was like it's set to make 100 million and off a $750,000
exactly.
budget.
So they've demolished that, and regardless, if they make 40%, happy days. You've turned around and made $40 million between you. But you're right. It's not the same as Markiplier making $40 million.
Off of, I think it was like a one.
Only needing to make
$3
$40
million
million
budget,
to
I
make.
think he had, which is like nuts.
Still.
But like he then was like, I'm feeding this all back to the people that worked on the movie,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
great. And like his marketing budget was his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So didn't spend anything, like, or next to nothing.
And then you see big movies that have $100 million in marketing budget and they're on buses and billboards and stuff, but they just can't
put out a good movie.
Or yeah, but they also just like, it's like it can be saturated everywhere, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's almost like this whole talk about like niches and things like that. If you can lock into that and you've got your audience there, they'll go and see it. Whereas I think that a lot of the $100 million marketing campaigns are just like hit everyone and hope that the people who are
it's a bit of a like
see it.
spray and pray approach of like, oh, let's just see if we can get anyone in, and then half the people turn up and they're like, oh, we said we were going to make $1 billion and we only made 500 million.
Exactly.
Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, with the narrative that they're young filmmakers and they're doing this, it's kind of annoying in a way to see, because it's really like not showing light to all of the young filmmakers that came before. You've got people like John Singleton that did, I'm pretty sure it's John Singleton, did Boys in the Hood at 23 years old.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a movie that is top of
I
many
saw
lists.
something.
Like,
I saw people talking about how there's no way that this young kid could have directed this.
This is the one I really hate, and
I'm seeing a lot of that, and then people going, "Wait, wasn't Spielberg like the same age when he made his first film? Wasn't George Lucas like 22 when he made
Exactly?
It's so funny to say that because these people who we idolize, who we love, just did it. Yeah. And they just did it with way less technology, and nobody questions the fact that, of course, they could have done it because it's the difference is that when those things happened, at least for me, by the time I knew who Spielberg and Cameron and Lucas were, they were big successes because it happened years and years before I was born.
Yeah.
These movies came out and nobody was questioning because Cameron had Avatar and The Abyss, not Avatar, Terminator and The Abyss, and Spielberg's turned around and dropped Jurassic Park on you, and you've got all of these sorts of like Zemeckis, Back to the Future, like all of these people who are doing these things when they're like young.
Even Nolan, I'm pretty sure, was quite young still when he
made
the one that I can't remember what it's called now. Following. His first film that they shot over weekends with his college buddies.
Yeah, that's the one that I was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the.
So and if with these college, and
so they would have been like 20s.
You've known who these people are. Like I think about the fact that like a lot of people of our age learn who Christopher Nolan was because of the Dark Knight trilogy, and have you've known who Nolan is for 20 years. Yeah. You've known who Nolan is for 20 years. He's still young. He's like 50s.
Yeah.
So considering that, it's like, it's this weird narrative that you haven't seen these people start. But maybe it's that they haven't seen these people start on this sort of level of success because of the internet. It's like
I think
you
that
don't think about that.
The internet
when Lucas came
things
out
up and stuff
when
like
Lucas,
that.
when Spielberg and all that, there was no internet. It was just like, this is a film. That's the name of the director. Okay, cool. Wow, he was 20? No idea. Whereas now it's like, he's 20 and he's making a movie. Like that's the whole narrative. So it makes it harder to.
For context, that like the people that started, well, I don't even know if they started it. There was these two guys on the podcast. Two like middle-aged dudes that were like, I don't believe that Kane Parsons directed this. He's got Mark Duplass and stuff as a producer on this. Like, they're definitely mentoring him, and they're definitely. Did he really direct it? Did someone else direct it?
Even if they were mentoring him,
argument.
Even if they were mentoring him, he's got Mark Duplass, who is a director. He's got Osgood Perkins producing it. He's got James Wan producing it.
Yeah.
Who gives a heck if he's directing it and then they're saying, hey, what do you think of this idea? That's how a set should work.
Like, welcome to movie making.
That's how a set, that's collaboration. Yeah. That doesn't take away
There's
from
a reason
what he's doing.
producers win the best picture Oscar.
Yeah.
Because, they have a huge role in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But regardless, Mark Duplass actually came out on socials and was like, I didn't help. He was like, I thought when I came on board that I was going to be a bit of a mentor and, help out and stuff. Yeah. And he was like, I was blown away that Kane just went at it and was really great with actors and everything like this. And all you'd have to see is like, I haven't seen the web series, but everything I've heard about it, people love it. And I'm like, that was at 16 he did that.
Yeah.
You kind of, he's had another 4 to 5 years of
practice. And it's not only that, but
like,
when you think about it, it's like at 16 when your sole focus is the thing that you're interested in and you're learning all about it and you're getting good at it and you're spending all your time doing it. It's also when your brain is still developing and you're coming up with all these things, and it's like if you're making these habits and these skills and watching and studying and learning in that time period, by the time you're 20, it's inbuilt, it's ingrained because you've focused on it.
And I think those dudes in that podcast, I think were just like
salty. Yeah, straight up salty.
The best thing they've got going for them is a podcast, and they're like, oh, I want to make movies and I haven't.
Meanwhile, you and I...
Hello. We are not the people. But actually, we did not say it. Because I think it's great. I think it's amazing that there's
100%
young guys come out and done it. Is it the movie for me? No. But...
Yeah, let's talk on the movie a bit more, because we've talked about...
the outside narrative.
The outside narrative. It's got a really good cast. You've got Mark Duplass in it, as we discussed, but... what's his name?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going off past Oscar.
Who I have seen, we've seen in a few things. I've liked him in everything I've seen him in.
It's a great actor. He's been nominated for an Oscar, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for 12 Years a Slave.
I believe so, yeah.
He was great in that, and he was great. Yeah, he's great in this. It's a lot of tension. There's a lot of him stumbling around, a lot of him...
I would describe the whole thing as like, it's not like a scary horror by any means.
No.
It's like an eerie horror.
Yeah.
It's that unsettling...
It's atmosphere. It's atmosphere. The whole thing is atmosphere.
And I believe the web series was that. I believe the picture was that.
I mean, you can look at the posters and feel like what you're going to get. You can watch the trailer. It's all these like, what the hell is going on in all of the imagery leading up to it, and that's the...
Yeah. Have you seen the original photo? No. So all it was like a photo of a back room, and it was at like a shopping center or something like that. And it was like, you have the shops, and then you'd go out a back door, and there'd be like the in-between spaces in like a shopping center. And then people, like, it's just a shot, and I think from memory there's like a hallway that leads down one way, and it's just like light, nothing in the room. It looks just really eerie and creepy. And then people just built a mythology around it. They were like, the back rooms, like there's spaces go on forever. And
it's cool that's like, you look at the part of the internet, it's like this just weird thing that has just sort of rolled on from that, which is great. And I think that's interesting. I like the way that he structured it. I do like it. I am super interested to watch some behind the scenes stuff.
I think a lot
about the set. About, like, one thing, there was a moment where he was in the furniture shop that he's in, where the lights were flickering in just an odd way. It wasn't like someone just flicking them on and off. And I was like, I wonder how they did that, where like that light and that light and that light all sort of went out at the same time, and then these three, like, it wasn't a usual...
Yeah, it'd be all like DMX control stuff.
Yeah, and I was just sort of like, I wonder how, because that was rigged in a specific way. And just like looking at that, I really loved, there were moments where they would go through into a room and it was like something completely different, but then you would like look up and it was still like part of the back room. It was just like a set built on a set in a room.
From what I understand, the original, like the series in that was created all in Blender, which is a free program that you can download and just start learning and start build essentially CGI.
Yep.
It is CGI. Like you can, depending how good you get at it, you can make a movie. Like really. And David F. Sandberg used to use Blender a lot. I believe the like monster in the Lights Out short is made in Blender and things like that. So lots of different things you can do with it. You can do camera movement and all sorts. I believe from just sort of watching it, I haven't watched too much behind the scenes of this or anything yet, but any time that there was the sort of found footage-esque shots in the movie, I believe is all Blender. I don't believe any of those sets actually existed.
Yeah.
There was a couple of times I could easily tell. There was one where he went through like a whole bathroom area and that, and I was like, if you took away the VHS look, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is CGI.
Yeah,
like, this is created.
Okay.
And I think that helps it all tie together to make it a little bit more believable.
That it's a weird, odd space.
Yeah. But then anytime you're on the real cameras with the actor in the room, that is obviously an actual set.
Yeah.
And that's why when you get those moments, they're a little less weird. Like there'll be a couple of weird things in that, but it's not. There's one point where he's stumbling through and he's got the camera and he's stumbling through areas and they get real weird. Like it's all these different bits and then there's like a pool here and something up here and something's down, like, and it's just all over the place. And from what I was seeing, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is all Blender.
Interesting.
Because it would just be too expensive to build as well. But yeah,
it'll be very.
No one will notice that. That's only because I know that he's used Blender for the past ones.
I can say that I didn't like, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And tied together very well with the like VHS aesthetic.
Yeah.
I think it really sells it, that's sort of one of those ways to get around things not looking perfectly realistic.
Yeah.
You just go, we'll just make it look a bit gritty and boom.
I found that the VHS was probably a perfect example, but there was moments that felt video game-esque to me, and not in a bad way necessarily. I think, I'm playing a lot of games at the moment that are horror survival games, like your Resident Evils, like I'm actually playing Resident Evil Requiem at the moment, and that has two main characters that you play as, and one of them, everything's done in first person. It's very much survival horror, not a lot of ammo. You've got to sort of fight your way through, sneak your way through, that sort of thing. The VHS scenes gave me that.
Yeah.
But I also found that there were moments when he was walking in where we just had the camera sort of pull in tight on him behind his head, and it gave that sort of third-person video game feel where you're just like walking through. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't like there was a specific style where we're going to do this, but there was a moment that sort of felt to me a bit like pulling out of a CGI cutscene where you've walked through and then it was like...
Yep.
And it sort of like had him then going like this and looking around, and then the camera sort of pulled it tight onto his back, and I was like, this sort of feels like you're going, all right, we've just walked through the door, we're here, we're in this scene, and now we're pulling into his back, and, players taking over in the third person.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. It wasn't overused, it wasn't even really overly styled to make it look like that. I just thought, I noticed it and was like, that's cool, because that's the vibe that I get, and this is the sort of thing. Then you swap to the first person view of the camera, and that's another element.
There was a lot of the camera work, and it was great. Like there's some of the lensing choices too. I loved every now and then they'd go to like a really wide shot of someone like Chiwetel Ejiofor, like close up, super wide, and it just makes the room look so expansive and him just like huge and sort of distorted.
Yeah.
Loved those. There's a couple of they really.
There's some emotional moments that sit back and then pull in. And like as it's happening, the camera's just sort of pulling towards and just tightening in. As he's building up, and stuff that I thought was really good. It's like we start wide out, and then by the time the whole sequence is done, we're right up in his face. That I just thought.
Even like one of the initial shots I thought was a really like cool one, which is like, I'm pretty sure it was a mother and a little girl, and they're like leaning over doing like handprints in the thing, and then you see the handprints, and then it goes to a shot of them sort of leaning over, you're looking up at them as a like crane excavator arm comes over and literally drops a like house load of rubble, and then it cuts.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really cool shot that then plays into the following scene.
Yeah.
But it just was really well done. And I was like, oh, that's just really eye-grabbing. Like, you're like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah.
So there's lots of things like that I found really cool. I loved some of the rooms that weren't even in the back rooms. Like, his office was really weird.
Yeah.
It was this weird, like, pointy, weird office. And then even when it, like, did the return, and there was a scene where a guy walked in and, like, knocked on the wall and a calendar fell down. And
it just, it was like not a squared off building. It was like his office was just like shoved into the corner.
It felt very 90s, which is when it's set, and it felt very like...
I found with the 90s stuff, initially I didn't get that it was 90s. And it was frustrating me that tapes were being used.
Yeah, okay.
Because it felt, the whole thing is that he's a failed furniture shop.
Yeah.
Or a failing furniture shop. And that to me felt like now.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, here's this shop that people aren't buying and the reason is because of Amazon or whatever. And they're no longer coming in. But he's still listening to tapes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is that about? And then it wasn't until a bit later that it established that it was 1990. And I was like, okay, now the rest of the aesthetic makes sense to me. But there was just like, I didn't think there was enough to establish early.
I think the only part I remember is there's one of the tapes that's playing from the initial scene. It says like 29th of June 1990
so
or something
it
like
did.
that.
And
actually, no, there was a
what
date
I
earlier
found-
than that. Did it come up on the middle of the screen?
No, there was that date in the early tape.
There's one on the tape, but there was another date before that.
Right at the start.
There's one that says like 16th of June 1990.
And I think what had happened
You thought it then jumped forward.
I thought that we had found footage, we jumped forward, and now we were here, and this has been around for a while. And then it was like, oh, we got about midway through the film, and then it established again, no, this is the 90s.
It's
and I was
still
like, oh, okay.
That happened
Right.
last week, not 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I think
20
having
years ago.
some sort of, like that was a sticking point for me where like I was a little frustrated by those things for the first. There wasn't enough to make it clear, at least to me. Like maybe there was plenty and I just wasn't taking it in and I was just like, oh, this is just but I did hit at one point where I'm like, it sort of doesn't matter what the time period is. It's a little timeless anyway. Like what the thing sort of is, it doesn't really matter. So, but that was just something that I thought about. But look, all in all, Backrooms for me, I didn't love it as much as Obsession, but I still quite enjoyed it. I think it's weird. I think it's like, as we said, like there's this thriller elements or just tension and
unsettling.
Unsettling. There were
kind of makes
moments.
your stomach churn a little bit. Like
There is a big drop moment that I quite liked from like, there's a staircase with a drop underneath that she has to, like that even was just, that was really cool. There were some moments that made me laugh. I thought it was pretty good. And I would absolutely recommend watching it. I don't know that I would watch it again, but I don't think it was bad.
I think for the right person, they're going to love this movie.
Yeah.
And I think there will be an audience.
I think the audience
adores
who
this.
are already established Backrooms and understand the unsettling nature of the whole thing will go into it and be happy with what they get.
Yeah, 100%.
As somebody who I specifically avoided anything because I wanted to just experience whatever the hell was going on for the first time. And I think the experience was good. It was exactly that. But I like that they pulled a narrative, like there was a through line the entire way through.
I think for me, I'm sort of much in the same camp. Like, I think there's definitely an audience for it that people will love it. You'll probably hear lots of people being like, this is great, blah, blah, blah. Was it the movie for me? Not really.
I think you'll find, though, that this will probably be received with mixed reviews.
I think so, yeah.
And I just think it's probably because it's, just because of the style of the film, it's going to be one that either people are going to be like, that's way too weird for me, and that sucked because it's so weird, or this was the best thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's going to be like a really straightforward response to...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to
this
see
film.
sort of which way it sways. Like, I would say it's like a good movie, not a great movie, but I'd say it's a good movie, but it's still not the movie for me. Like, I don't want to like be like, it's trash, because I don't think it's trash.
Because it's
just
exactly like that. And
just
that's
not a
it.
movie
There's enough
I
good
like.
in the filmmaking, in the sound design, in the way that the whole thing was put together, that you can say, like, I think it's a good movie, but again, it's just a bit odd.
Yeah, and it's like, even down to like the aesthetic is just like not, like it's an uncomfortable thing to look at because of like this like yellowy, like kind of sickly tone.
I
like,
actually
for a lot of
liked
it.
that though. I really liked that there was a very clear difference when you stepped in between the
it's
yellow.
just like, and I think that's even from the web series. Like I believe that and the like original photos like got this like yellowy
I have to do some
tinge.
research into
and like that's all part of it.
Yeah.
But that's just like not for me. Is
Yeah.
like kind of where I'm coming at it from. But like apart from that, great performances. Great job from Game Parsons.
Yeah,
like, directing his
absolutely.
first feature
Looking
film.
at this, I would turn around and go, when he releases a second film, I will watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like,
yeah.
there's no question for me because, as I said, from a filmmaking perspective, really liked what he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think we're about on the same page with Backrooms, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it's received.
I would have liked to have seen actually a little bit more into like what is going on.
Yes.
Because I feel like.
But then
you
the
kind of-
question becomes, when you answer the question, is it more,
Yeah.
is it better or worse than to answer the question and then be like, I'm not satisfied with that, or do not answer the question and let you decide?
I guess they kind of answer it in a way of like what it is. They don't really answer a question of why or
Yeah.
how. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like, this is what it is and this is what's happening, but we don't really know why or how.
It is funny that we haven't spoken about the fact that it's like, almost like the entire idea has stemmed from that one episode of The Simpsons, where Homer like finds the exact thing and draws the blue line around
the,
the
like,
portal and then
three-dimensional
goes
thing.
into the three-dimensional world.
Yeah.
It's like that whole concept was like, I feel like when the original photo was done, someone's like, yeah, it's like that one episode of The Simpsons, because there was a couple of moments in there that like,
Literally like the drawn,
I
like,
got
thing.
real Simpsons-y vibes from it, and it was that and something else. Oh, the Flanders door.
Oh, yes.
You know, there's a door that
like gets
it comes
to,
down and it comes out. And
like
I was
shoulder
like,
width.
this is the master bedroom where they rebuild the Flanders house. That's the vibe I got. But it is really funny that that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have a few other films coming up that I'm excited about. Masters of the Universe is getting really hype.
I'm so keen for it. It looks great. I think this, Street Fighter, there's a couple of others. They all
Yeah.
look like they're just like universes, and people are going, "I'm having fun with it." Like rather than being
Let's
like, we're
lean
trying to make
into the
it serious.
thing. Let's lean into the thing that makes this really fun.
Yes.
And Masters of the Universe looks that. I know nothing about Masters of the Universe. I know there's a Battle Cat. I know that the lead
most I
guy
know
looks
is,
really good. I
like,
know that
Skeletor
Idris
memes.
Elba's in it, and I know that Skeletor memes.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my knowledge. This movie looks really fun. I can't wait for Masters of the Universe. I'm honestly like, it's my week off. I'm still going to come in and watch it because it just looks great. Scary Movie is also out, which I'm excited about. It's probably one that I've got to bring the wife in to watch because
Mine too. What she's like,
yeah.
when's Scary Movie out? I was like, I think next week. She's like, I really want to see it. I was like, yeah, fair.
All right, we'll go do it. So there we go. That's we might have to set up a couple of chairs behind us here, and chuck the girls in the back there, and then we have a full round table. But Scary Movie out next week, so that's exciting. Disclosure Day tickets go on sale today.
Very excited.
Don't know about you, but I'm
avoiding everything.
I have avoided everything. Final
Yeah.
trailer for Disclosure Day dropped today. Tickets for Disclosure Day went on sale today. And I've completely avoided after watching that first trailer because I've done the exact same thing. I don't want to know anything about the movie. Just let me go in as blind as I can.
I think we mentioned this once before. Like Spielberg came out and said none of the third act is in
So
any
good.
of the marketing, which like top tier. Everyone do this. We don't
need to see the third act.
Yeah, at all. Just never put that in
Make
the trailers.
it tense.
Yeah.
Make it sell us the film in a
even
trailer without.
even that, I've still avoided a lot because like I love Spielberg and a Spielberg alien movie, everything yes, like 100% yes. Can't wait.
And Toy Story 5 tickets went on sale.
Very exciting.
So that's really fun too.
Are we getting any cool popcorn buckets for that?
We are.
Buzz, is it the Buzz one?
Yeah, I think we're getting the Buzz
It's like
one.
the Buzz
yeah.
and top opens and popcorn goes in.
And a Woody hat.
Oh, okay.
One, I think.
Jeez,
I haven't actually
I'm going to be
looked.
up for like another $200.
Yeah, that's how
My
they get
kids will
ya.
be like, I need that.
And then we've got The Amazing Digital Circus.
I have seen.
Yeah,
posters
so
for
this is
maybe?
like a YouTube series, I believe. They said that they were putting their movie in cinemas. We and every other cinema in the country, when this happens with the big American productions, they announce that it's going in cinemas, but they haven't organised anything, and then cinemas get slammed with requests. And we got slammed with requests.
Oh, wow.
But we put it on sale quickly, which was great. They got a distributor. It's actually an Australian production, but I think it's been picked up like.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So they distributing it themselves. We managed to get it and put tickets on sale, and like the tickets flew, which is great. Just found out we're getting merch for that too, which is really exciting. And I think that'll be one that people will jump on. So yeah, plenty of stuff coming up. I mean, Scary Movie, Supergirl's coming out later in the month. We got Jackass coming out later in the month.
Very keen.
Which, yeah.
We're like really hitting the stride of like,
It's the summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
So that's about to begin. So get ready for it because tickets will be going on sale for lots of things. And keen to see them. All right, well, that wraps it up for this week. So until next time, remember, when you come to the movies, there are no bad seats. We'll see you soon.